Hello all and welcome to Astro Wheel of Fortune. My name is Vlada and I read tarot, and in this reading we're going to be doing our July predictions. So as usual, I'm going to be mostly focusing on what the cards want to talk about. I'm not going to be breaking it down into different, I'm not going to break it down into career, love, or anything like that. I'm just going to be focusing on what the cards want to say about the month of July for you. So with that, we've got four groups. We've got group 1, 2, 3, and 4. I will be shuffling tarot on camera. These are just oracle cards that I've already pre-shuffled. You can pause the video if you like. I just want to say I do still have my Patreon available where I do extra readings. I do extra tarot draws a picture on there. I do extra video readings with extra topics. Sometimes I do 18 plus readings there as well. So there's quite a good variety of the things that I do on Patreon. If you're interested in following me and supporting me on there, I have the link down below to go to that. And thank you to everyone who has signed up to my Patreon. I'm really enjoying doing it. It's really fun. And I feel like it's a little bit more, like I'm a little bit more open on there, just because I'm not kind of like worrying about restrictions and stuff like that. So if you're interested in that kind of format, whether you're interested in 18 plus readings or you're just interested in seeing what it's like, do check it out. It's €4.44 per month, and I do at least 2 videos and at least 2 text posts per month, but usually I do more because I am inspired to do more. So I also do things like polls, and people get to kind of choose what kind of topics I cover as well. So with that, let's get started. After that shameless self-plug, I'm gonna move forward. I'm gonna let you pause the video if you want to think about which pile you're being pulled to more, and I'm gonna get started with group number 1 for your July predictions. So let's get started. July predictions for group number 1, what to look out for, what's coming up. We've got Thorns weave together the crown you deserve. We've got Gemini. Third house, interesting, Gemini and third house, because Gemini, like the third house is kind of the house of Gemini, or they relate to each other, that's really interesting. A lot of communication here. And we've also got make a move. The fact that there's 2 people depicted on this card and there's 3 people depicted on this card, I feel like I'm getting a strong sense that people and close communities are going to be important in July. I'm not getting kind of like larger communities. This would, because neighbors can be ruled by the third house. So maybe some of you could have, maybe you're getting to know neighbors. I don't know if that's too specific, but for some of you, maybe you've moved and you're getting to know like neighbors, or you're getting to know your immediate community. There's a lot of this communal energy around you in group 1. Connecting with people that you're close by. I'm not getting specifically like loved ones as well, which is interesting. This could even be maybe some of you have recently moved jobs, or maybe you're planning on moving jobs around July. But there's this energy of like getting to know people that you are going to be in close proximity to. That's what I'm getting. Right away, I'm getting this sense of like, oh, what's your name and where are you from, and how I don't know, like if you're starting a new job, maybe getting to know your coworkers and kind of like getting to know the kind of people that you're going to be seeing every day. If it's neighbors, maybe having drinks with your neighbors, or inviting your neighbors into your home so that you can get to know each other, creating a sense of closeness with each other and a sense of trust with people, like a new community or a new group of people, creating the sense of trust and camaraderie, I guess. Camaraderie and kinship. I feel like kinship is a good word to describe this group. I feel like there's a lot of kinship between you, either co-workers or neighbors. What else could this cover? This could cover, I suppose, maybe even studies. Like if you were a student going into a class or a course, that could be something as well. Like you're getting to know a group of people that you're going to be studying the same subject with. A team, I don't know, maybe you're being promoted, you're becoming a manager of a team, or you're going into a team of people, or a brand new team of people. Again, it could be like you're getting to know the team of people that you're going to be working with. Maybe you're starting a program, the way that there's group projects, group programs that we can join, like maybe some of you are joining like a therapy group or something like that, or maybe you're joining a group of people where you do spiritual work together. Take what resonates, but this really has this sense of like people that you don't really know well, and you're creating a sense of kinship and closeness with them through a similar experience, through a shared subject, a shared living space, a same estate or the same neighborhood that you're living in. That's what I'm getting here. And with the make a move, for some of you, maybe this literally has to do with a move. Like you've just moved, or you're about to move and get to know your neighbors, people around you. But this has a really kind of like a really nice sense of like curiosity as well, because Gemini in the third house, to me, that's curiosity. To me, it's all about getting curious about people, about subjects, about things that are in your immediate that you're immediately close to. So I feel like you're going to be feeling really, really curious about everything that's around you in July. Right, let's pull some tarot. Teamwork is a huge thing here that I'm picking up on as well. So teamwork could be really important. Maybe you and a team and work are working on a project. I feel like that's going to go really well. So if there's something that, like a project that you're working with people on, and you're maybe worried like, oh, are we going to get on? Are we going to gel? I really see a really great sense of like, we're here together, we're working on this together, and this is going to work. There's no clash of egos, there's no clash of like a power struggle or anything like that. Everything feels very natural and really easygoing. So I'm really glad to see this kind of energy here. If you're thinking of starting a project or a focus group of any kind, it's going to go really, really, really well. I really feel like it's going to go excellent. Maybe, if you're somebody who does projects kind of like on a regular basis, this could be one of your strongest projects yet. One of your what the hell? I can't speak. Strongest projects yet. And it's so ironic that I can't speak, because I actually feel like communication is going to be flowing really well. Like exceptional communication, exceptional way of operating. Like there's a lot of sharpness because Gemini again rules the mind. It rules, communication. I feel like you're going to be really on the ball with communication. You're going to be really on the ball with expressing your feelings really directly and really like it's gonna be almost nothing to you, like expressing yourself is almost nothing. It's easy, it's swift. There's definitely a level of swiftness here. We've got the King of Pentacles in reverse. Again, we've got the Hermit. So it's interesting because Gemini and the Hermit is Virgo and is ruled by Virgo energy. And Gemini and Virgo are both ruled by Mercury. So again, I'm getting this strong energy of communication, of also research. This is kind of like research related to me. I feel like you're being encouraged to step into communities though, because what I'm getting is that maybe you've spent a long time. I feel like maybe you've spent a long time by yourself. Another thing this could be representing is like you've spent a long time over relying on yourself, and I feel like July is going to be your re-entering into communities. So you could have spent a long time self-reflecting, which is not a bad thing. Maybe you've kind of mastered being alone. You've mastered being your own kind of like best friend. You've mastered relying on your own judgments, on your own intuition, and your whole being, your higher self. Your energy is ready to re-enter communities and re-enter. This could even just talk about friendships. If you feel like you haven't been lucky with friendships, if you feel like friendships haven't been, because I'm not getting like a love message here. I'm getting specifically friendship and communities, but communities even more so. But this could relate to friendships. Like if you're somebody who has felt like you haven't had many friends, or maybe you've just after you're just after moving somewhere, and you don't know anyone there, and so maybe you spent a month or two on your own, kind of like acclimatizing yourself to the new place where you are. I think it's time to start making friends, and I think your guides are going to be pushing you and bringing people into your life who can be a support network and good potential friendships for you. The King of Pentacles to me can often symbolize stubbornness. So maybe for a while you felt like you wanted to be stubborn about making friends. Maybe you're somebody who is quite wary of friends or new connections, because friendships maybe don't come that easily to you. But what I'm getting here is that maybe you got so comfortable in your alone time. Maybe you got so comfortable in relying on yourself. You've got so comfortable on your own sense of judgment that you could... It's like you're meeting yourself with resistance. It's like a part of you is like, right, we're ready to move forward. We're ready to create a sense of community around us. And another part of you is like, no, I'm not ready. I like being alone. I like being in my own element. I like sitting in my own energy. I don't want to mix with other people. And so there's a little bit of this resistance that I'm seeing for you in July, where you want to be a part of a community. You want to create a sense of community around you. But at the same time, there is a sense of resistance, and there's a part of you that wants to resist that element. But I think you're going to be healing from that. And what's nice here is that I do think with the Three of Swords in reverse, you're kind of hopping over the idea of, I'm going to get hurt. No matter who I make friends with, I'm going to get hurt. Or no matter what community I go into, it's not going to be nice. It's not going to be successful. It's not going to be fulfilling. That's really changing for you. I think you're going to be proven wrong, but not in a nice way, that you can't trust people, or that you need to be alone, or that you have to stay inside, or not even stay inside, but like stay inside your own energy. I feel like you're somebody who has gotten really good at like taking yourself out on dates, spending time alone, really valuing yourself as an individual, and really admiring yourself, and trusting yourself. So it can be hard sometimes to re-enter the world. It can be hard sometimes to re-enter friendships, or especially if you've moved somewhere new. So I feel like your guides want to acknowledge that. Your guides want to say, hey, completely understandable. You don't feel like you're ready, but will you ever feel like you're ready? Because it kind of, what I'm getting here is like, things that are at rest stay at rest, things that are in motion stay in motion. So maybe at a certain time you thought that you needed communities, and it was actually very hard for you to spend time alone and to be comfortable alone. But I feel like you've gotten really comfortable in the idea of I'm good alone, I'm happy alone. But at the same time, no matter how happy you are alone, it does not mean that you don't need a community around you. It does not mean that you don't need a supportive network around you. I feel like you might find yourself being invited to things, like if it's a neighbor, a neighbor might stop you by and be like, hey, I noticed you're new. I'm having a party. Do you want to like join us? You're going to be met with people that are being very friendly with you, I think, in the month of July. You're going to be met with a lot of invitations and people asking you, if you want to come out, if you want to like do activities together, more so than usual. And I think that's going to be your sign from the universe and the sign from your higher self. Like, hey, it's time. It's time to re-enter community spaces. You might feel pulled to, again, like I said, sign up to a class. You might feel pulled to start a new hobby, to join a focus group of some kind, or, like I don't know whether it's not necessarily a therapy group, but it can be anything like that, or a spiritual group. Again, it could be anything, it's a general reading, so it could be anything under the umbrella of a community. But it's something that's going to be glaringly obvious to you in July. It's like, it's time. You might get, that extra invite. You might bump into somebody who takes an interest in you as a friend. A lot of people are going to want to befriend you in the month of July. A lot of people are going to want to like get to know you and know who you are. If it's a work situation, you might make a couple of work friends. especially if you're in a new job, don't resist. Don't be scared to go out and get to know people. You don't have to give all of yourself to this community straight away, but don't be afraid to dip your toe into it, if that makes sense. I feel like your guides are going to be really pushing you to be social, to learn new things, and to rely on other people as well. I feel like maybe relying on other people is not something you like doing. Maybe you don't like being someone who needs help, but I feel like you're going to be pushed into the space where you do need help, but not in a way that like, oh, things are going to start falling apart and you're going to have to seek help from people. It's more like, maybe you're going to have to get a lift somewhere. Let's say you don't drive or something like that. And you're like, oh, damn, I need to get a lift somewhere. And you mention it to someone who you barely know. And they say, hey, I'm going to give you a lift. Let's go. Like, I'll be happy to give you a lift. I'd be so, glad to do that for you. And it's almost kind of like opportunities are going to present themselves to make connections, to accept help, to rely on people. In a very genuine way. I feel like it's going to be a very genuine kind of month for you where you're going to start forming communities and kinship with people, and it's going to feel good. But a part of you is going to want to resist it and be like, no, I can't, I can't trust people. Or, I remember the last time I was in a workplace, my coworkers, took advantage of me or something like that. It's really important to look at it from a fresh perspective. You're ready to enter new communities. It's good that you're so comfortable on your own. It's good that you're so comfortable being your own person. So now that you're comfortable being your own person, it's the perfect time to re-enter and to be friends with people and to share yourself with people. Again, you don't have to overshare. You don't have to tell them your whole life story straight away. But who says it's a bad thing to have fun, to joke around, to share a hobby with someone, So I feel like it's going to be more of a lighthearted month, but even in this lightheartedness, you might be resisting connections. But honestly, your guides and your higher self is really going to be pushing you. So don't be resisting any friendships that are coming in July. Really try and accept the idea that maybe it's time to make some new friends. So that's what I have for you, group number 1. Really cool reading, really enjoyable. I think this is going to be a more of a lighthearted month where you don't have to overthink things. Definitely more of a friendship and communication focused month, or if it's a work situation, more your focus is going to be on like creating relationships and creating kinship within a workplace rather than worrying about money or finances. I do feel like that's the focus for you in July. Okay, so let's move on. We're going to move forward to group number 2. Let's see what is going on for you in July. So July, we've got expectations, don't seek anyone's approval. We've also got Scorpio. And we've also got gratitude and thanks. This is really interesting energy. I feel like you're going to feel very powerful. There's a lot of power around you in July. You could feel insanely grateful for something. So there could be something that happens in July that makes you feel like, wow, I'm so grateful. And also like really grateful to yourself, like really grateful to a past version of you for doing something. That's what I'm getting here. There is a big transformation that seems to be brewing here. So it might happen in July, or you're just on the edge of a transformation. This could be, we'll see what area of life that might be in, but this could be general as well for a lot of you. Again, this is a general reading, so kind of like take what resonates. But what I'm really getting here is this profound gratitude to a past version of you for doing the work or putting in the work. This could be for putting in shadow work, by the way, as well, because Scorpio to me is a shadow work sign. Sorry, I'm just going to take a sip of my tea. I feel like a past you, this could, for some reason I'm hearing a year ago, a past you, past version of you in the past. You're like, okay, Vlada, we get it. I'm hearing a year ago you decided to put in some sort of work. You decided to do something for yourself. You decided like enough is enough. I'm gonna take something into my own hands. I'm gonna, really put effort into something. Maybe I'm gonna acknowledge like my ego. I'm gonna do some shadow work. I'm gonna work on things that I don't like about myself. I'm gonna process why I don't like these things. I'm going to try and understand why. Is there a reason that I'm ashamed of certain things? But this could even be like to do with your career. Maybe you decided like, hey, I'm not happy in my career. I'm going to go and I'm going to transform that part of my life. Maybe it's your relationships. You decided, I'm not happy with the way that my relationships are going. I'm going to really work on it. Maybe it's, your health. Maybe it was to do with your, it could have been with anything. But the big kind of point here that they're showing me is that a year ago, you made a really strong, profound decision to change something about yourself that you weren't satisfied and happy with. And I feel in July, you're going to look back at that person a year ago and go, you know what? Fair play, fair fucks to that person who, the past me that decided to take on this powerful transformation. Because I'm getting this self-awareness, I'm getting this gratitude, and I'm also getting like gratitude to your guides, gratitude to the universe for supporting you through this transformation. I feel like there's going to be some proof in July of a transformation, and you're going to look at yourself a year ago and look at yourself now and go, wow, I really did that. And it's 12:12 on the clock as I'm doing this reading. So really, and 12 months, and you know what? 12 on this card. Just notice that. So 12 might be an important number, or 12 is, the 12th month of the year is December. So maybe it wasn't a year ago. Maybe it was in December you decided to change something. But I heard a year ago. So, take what resonates. But I do feel like you're really going to look back at the person that you were a year ago and the person that you are now and go, do you know what? I'm so grateful to that person a year ago who decided that enough was enough. And I'm so grateful to the past version of me that took the matters into their own hands and really went after what they wanted. It's just this powerful like connection to a past version of you. You're gonna be like, I'm getting the sense of like being nice to yourself, being nice to the past version of you. Like, thank you, past version of me. I know you didn't have that easiest time. I know you were confused, and yet you still went for it and you still got shit done, that kind of way. Really interesting. I really like this energy. And it's like nothing big might even happen in July. It's just the sheer awareness that in July 2021, you're so different to what you were in July 2020. Internally, externally, whatever it is. But it's like I took the matters into my own hands and now I'm reaping the rewards. It's like, June to July, things may not really change. Or June to July, things may not be so different for you. But July last year to July this year, oh, things are very different for you. And you're like recognizing that and you're like, wow, you know what? I did transform. I did get, you might even feel this energy already, But I feel like July, it's really going to hit you. And there's going to be this level of gratitude for everything that you've created for yourself. And look, I'm just realizing she's got butterflies here as well. So like transformation is really a big theme here. Okay, can I see more detail on this transformation? Oh, for some of you, it's definitely like career related. Some of you maybe decided to step into self-employment or a different career where you had more freedom. You decided, hey, I want a job where I will have more freedom, where I will have more rewards, where I will feel more connected. So there's definitely this oh, I love this energy. It's like you decided to take matters into your own hands. You decided to stop fighting with yourself and to work with yourself. And the present version of you, the July version of you, is going to be so grateful to the past version of you. It's like, thank you for taking that leap. Maybe some of you took a really big leap a year ago, made a really big decision that was scary. Yeah, you stepped out of your comfort zone in some sort of way a year ago, or maybe in December, maybe in November, December last year. But But I'm really getting a strong sense like you did that. You got out of like a job. You quit a job. Thank you, you know? And it allowed me to like now have a better work situation. Or, you know, you stopped fighting with yourself on something. You're going to really recognize how far you've come in July. For some of you, maybe something will happen in July, but I'm not, it's not, that's not important. I don't want to focus on that. Like some of you maybe will get like a promotion or a raise or financial reward. Some of you could just feel more emotionally satisfied in what you do all of a sudden. But it's not about that. It's about comparing where you were a year ago to where you are now. And there's this sense of like, thank God I stepped out of my comfort zone. And I think you're proving to yourself that pushing your comfort zone and stepping out of your comfort zone is more rewarding than it is scary. You're like, stepping out of my comfort zone, yes, it could be scary. It could be downright terrifying. But you know what it is more than anything? It's fucking rewarding. Sorry, I'm cursing, but like, it's just, I feel like there's this sense of like, yes, I got there. It's like, wow, thank you so much, past me, for doing this. Because you're also recognizing that the past you didn't have the information, didn't have the energy, didn't have the kind of like assurance or the knowledge that you have now. And you're like, and I still did that without all that knowledge. And I still went for it without, you know, the safety blanket or the safety knowledge that I have now. I do feel like July is going to feel really, really happy for you. There's a real sense of happiness. There's a real sense of like, what's next? You might even be figuring out in July, okay, how do I step out of my comfort zone even further so that in a year's time I can look back at me today and feel the way that I'm feeling now about a past version of me a year ago. I don't know if that was so convoluted, but I feel like you understand what I'm saying. You're going to be figuring out what other way can I step out of my comfort zone. You know, at the end of the day, Scorpio energy is that uncomfortable transformation. Scorpio is all about stepping out of the comfort zone and really immersing yourself in transformation. Like, how can I transform myself even further? How do I replicate this feeling that I'm having in July in a year's time again? That's what you're questioning, whether it's to do with career. For some of you, this is also to do with relationships or even family relationships. You know, it doesn't have to be necessarily romantic, but I kind of feel like for most of you, it's just overall. You've improved your life overall. You've, you know, tackled certain issues or tackled certain things about yourself that you thought you would never fix. You know, I feel like maybe July last year, things maybe even felt a little bit hopeless. Maybe you hit rock bottom a year ago and you were like, do you know what? I'm gonna, you know, the only way is up. That's the way that I'm seeing. And I feel like you've really proved to yourself that the only thing worse or the only thing scarier than like stepping out of your comfort zone is staying in exactly the same place. And so you're just so grateful to yourself. And that's what's so cool. It's like you could be grateful to people that supported you as well, for sure, with the 10 of Cups here, because, and also Two of Wands can talk about like successful partnerships. Two of Wands can talk about like partnerships that are mutually helpful. So I feel like you're grateful to the people that supported you as well. I think you maybe devised or created a really beautiful support network around yourself. But I love the gratitude that I'm feeling here. Is like, well done me. Well done me. Thank you for doing what you did, because it's like, you know, the kind of way I'm almost seeing the funny thing that I'm getting here. It's like, you know, the way actors and stuff like that do like Oscar speeches, or like whenever people like get an award, they like talk about, and I want to thank this person, I want to thank this, I want to thank God, or whatever, you know. Here I'm getting, it's almost like you're giving the speech, you know, I want to thank my friends, I want to thank my family, I want to thank the people that supported me, and I want to thank the past version of me for going after this. That's the energy that I'm getting here. It's almost like you're receiving an award. Maybe some of you will receive some sort of an award. Maybe there's a reason that came through for me. But again, not necessarily. If that resonates, if you're up for some sort of an award, I definitely think that this is a good sign. But this is more so like, I would like to thank, you know, everyone that supported me and the past version of me that decided to just like go for it and you know, go after a dream or go after a better lifestyle. It's a really nice energy, honestly. July might be a very, very happy month. Not might be, is going to be a very happy month for you. But it's also going to be a month of an amazing self-awareness. I feel like you're just going to realize that there's also this feeling of like, it was so scary for me to admit that I had like negative aspects in me or that I had shadow work to do. But I'm so glad that I did that. There's also that kind of energy here that I'm picking up on. But first and foremost, it's gratitude to yourself, to the past version of you that took leaps, that got you know, went out of their way to just make your life better. You know, it's like a past version of you was like, I'm going to look out for the future version of me and I'm going to get them to success. I'm going to get them to the best version of themselves that they can be. And you're not done yet. That's the best part as well. It's like, you're nowhere near done. You're like, you're looking on forward with the Two of Wands here. You're like, okay, what's my next boundary that I'm going to push? What's my next, you know, where am I stepping out of my comfort zone next? Where can I, you know, grow more? You're very growth oriented, but you're also not growth oriented in that kind of way of like, oh no, whatever I've done is not enough. You're like, oh my God, yes, I've achieved so much and I'm so grateful that I did. But I'm also keeping an eye out for, Selena, no, I'm keeping an eye out for the next boundary that I can push, the next step that I can take and feel a little bit uncomfortable, but keep moving forward. So that's what I love here. It's like you're recognizing that not, you know, that stepping out of your comfort zone, sometimes maybe you will fall on your face, maybe, but you're like, but also the rewards that can come after stepping out of your comfort zone are significant. And you know, I don't think you'll ever stay in your comfort zone again. There's almost that kind of feeling. It's like, it's good to step out of your comfort zone. So that's what I've got for you, group number 2. Really lovely reading. I think you're going to have a lovely July. I think your July is going to be filled with just, I'm getting like just a heart full of emotion that is positive and, but also so much self-awareness, which I love. So that's the reading that I got for you. I hope you enjoyed it. If you liked it, do like, subscribe, and comment with your feedback if you feel like it. And I'm going to move on to group number 3. So group number 3, let's see what's happening for you in July. We've got Lioness. You've earned all your stripes. We've also got Fire Element. So maybe some of you are Leos because we've got Leo energy here. And we've also got Learn from Life. You've earned all your stripes and you learn from life. I'm kind of like, there's something here about you're integrating a lot of lessons. You're integrating a lot of things that you've learned, a lot of things. And she's reading a book and we've got a lot of books here as well. I'm kind of getting like you're integrating a lot of knowledge. For some of you, maybe this has to do with actual studying. Like some of you could be students, or doing a course or doing a program of some sort where you are learning new material. So I feel like if you are looking to study or if you're looking to take in knowledge or take in information, this could also be pointing to the fact that maybe the month of July is like perfect for you. So I don't know, maybe there's certain transits that are hitting your chart that are creating this perfect energy for learning, for studying, for integrating and absorbing information. I feel like you're going to learn a lot in the month of July, or maybe there's a subject or a topic that you're passionate about that you're really going to take in a lot of information on. Education is coming through. You know, maybe you're interested in signing up to a course, or maybe you're reading up material on something, but there's a lot of this. You're like a sponge in terms of knowledge in July. So specifically, I do feel like maybe a lot of you that are studying or are in a, you know, are doing a degree of some kind or a course of some kind, I feel like you specifically are going to be, this is a prime time for you to take in information. I'm also getting like this almost obsession with something. So again, if you're studying something, there might be a subject that you become almost obsessive with or like really hyper focused on. This could be, I don't know, this could be things like astrology, it can be anything, but there could be a part of, maybe this is something that you've never heard about, but it's like you're gonna want to research everything on it. I'm kind of getting like researching, reading up whatever material you can get your hands on, and there's this like obsessive need almost to learn more and more and more. So you're in a really focused space. Really interesting. I'm definitely getting studies. So if you're somebody who's maybe looking into a course that maybe starts in July, I feel like this is a good sign. This could be a good sign to start that course. If you're someone who is kind of like knows that you need to get some studies done in July, I definitely feel like July is going to be a very good time for your focus and for your passion about the subject that you're studying. I'm also just seeing that you're advised to read in general, so maybe it's just a good time for you to read. I'm kind of getting like with this as well, it's like beach reads. So if you're on a holiday or something like that, or you're going away for a trip, bring a couple of books that you probably would like to read, because I feel like there's something really your brain is just absorbing things very effectively in the month of July. So also maybe be careful about the information that you do take in, because I do feel like try not to focus on the information that is kind of useless or empty. So I'm kind of getting like, don't follow celebrity gossip, try not to follow drama, and try not to pay attention to empty information that really doesn't matter. Because your brain is like a sponge, and so your guides are almost like, take the time to use that sponginess to your benefit. For some reason that's coming through. Okay, we've got the Eight of Swords in reverse, and we've got the Three of Wands. Some of you could be taking a little trip away as well. Maybe some of you are going to be planning a trip. Because sometimes when I look at the Three of Wands, rather than going on a trip, I see that as like planning a trip, planning on going away somewhere. And the Eight of Swords makes me think of, again, I feel like your brain or your mind is not as occupied by anxieties or self-limiting beliefs. And so you're able to concentrate on things a little bit better. You may find yourself not really having as much of a worry about things. There is a little bit of this, I kind of feel like you're passionate about the things that matter and the things that are useful. And you're really good at not paying attention to kind of like minuscule things that would have worried you in the past. So some of you definitely could be planning a trip or a holiday away. We've got Four of Wands as well. Oh, for some reason I'm getting, for some of you, you might be planning a trip as in like literally a trip moving away. Like you're planning on moving location. Maybe you're researching about a new location. Like maybe you're researching about living somewhere new. That could be something that's coming through here as well. But with the Eight of Cups being in reverse, it's like you're not quite yet moving. So those of you that are interested in moving, or maybe you're interested in relocating somewhere, I feel like your interest is gonna be piqued by a new location or potentially like a new place to live. But I don't think you're gonna be quite moving in July. For some of you, maybe, but I feel like for a large portion of you, it's more so research about a new place, researching about moving somewhere. If you're happy where you are, like if you're happy in the living space where you are, you might be renovating or like redoing your home space. You're very busy in July. I'm definitely getting that. There's a lot of busy energy around you. So it's like you're reading, you're studying, you're researching, you're reading up on things, but you're also maybe reading up on moving and relocating. So there's a lot going on. So I feel like your guides are advising you to have some time, like have some downtime as well. Don't forget to rest. Don't forget to take a step back. And what I'm getting is like you could be so busy. That's why you don't really have time to worry, or not even that you don't have time to worry, but it's like your mind might be so busy with so many things, um, that you're kind of maybe potentially worrying about certain things, but you're not really in a space of anxiety. It's more so like, I need to get this done, I need to get that done, and I need to get this done. I do feel like you're gonna have a lot of energy. There's a lot of energy. I am also being pointed towards the end of July, because towards the end of July is Leo season. And we've got Lioness and we've got the fire element, which is like a real Leo energy to me. So I feel like the end of July is really important in terms of decision making. And there's something about like deciding what you want to leave behind, what you want to progress with, and what you don't want to progress with. If you are struggling with making a certain decision in June right now, or like even, the start of July, I feel like a lot more clarity is going to come around the end of July. Learn from life. There's something here about like, I did this in the past and it worked out to me for me, or it didn't work out for me. So I'm going to inform my next decision through this experience. Like it's kind of like something might come around, like let's say you want to move, right? And maybe you've moved before. You're going to be looking at the way that you've moved before, and like, maybe the how long it took you to move, or what made moving stressful, what made moving easier. And I think you're going to be assessing like, what do I do this time around to make it less stressful on myself? It's so interesting because there's a lot of passion and there's a lot of energy, but there's also this collected kind of cool to you at the same time, which is really interesting. I'm also getting that you don't want to overly invest in anything. There's almost this feeling of like, I'm not going to overly invest into anything emotionally. So, for example, if you find a house or a place or a country or whatever it is that you want to move to, you're not going to overinvest and go, oh my God, this is the only place that I'm going to move to. This is the only place where I'm going to be happy. You're trying to be a little bit more cool about it. You might be really passionate about something, but you're going to be very much like, but I'm going to see how it goes. I'm going to see, I'm not going to overinvest myself. I'm going to allow myself to kind of like take my time. And that's why I feel like the end of July, maybe the start of July, is more about researching, this new house or this new place, this new location, or like a trip that you want to go on. And then at the end of July, you're making the decision. But there's this, like, it's almost a balance of being really passionate about something and then also being detached from it, which is interesting. It's like, I'm passionate about this. I want to do this. I want to make this move. I want to go on this trip. For some of you, maybe you're planning like a travel. Like maybe you're planning like 6 months of travel. Maybe you want to go on a big trip where you're, going across Europe or something like that. Or, you're traveling wherever you are, you're traveling big distances, and, maybe you're deciding, what, for 6 months or a year, I'm going to just take off traveling. This is what I'm deciding to do this, and so maybe that's what you're planning, but you're not too attached to like, oh, I'm definitely gonna have to like visit this country and I'm definitely gonna have to experience this. You're very easygoing about it. It's something that you're passionate about, but it's also something that you're not too attached to. For some of you, what, I'm really feeling that for some of you, you might be deciding to travel. It could be that you want to go on a long journey, long-term travel, kind of like trip. So that's why maybe you're deciding to move away, but you're not moving away to go settle somewhere. But it could be just like you're traveling across a certain part of land, or a certain countries, a continent, whatever it is. Yeah, that could definitely, not for all of you. For some of you, maybe this is a moving situation. You actually want to go move and live somewhere else. But I feel like there's something like you're thinking about moving, and you're researching a lot. There's a lot of research. There's a lot of reading up on things. So it could be like if you're going traveling, you're like, how can I budget this travel? Maybe you're researching if you can work somewhere for short periods of time. How can you make money for yourself while you're traveling? What would it entail? You know, what are the best places to stay? There's all this research that's going into it. For those of you that have been planning or kind of like thinking about creating a plan for a long-term kind of travel for yourself, I'm definitely seeing that being a focus in July. Or if you're moving to a new country, it's like you want to research about the country. You know, maybe you're deciding to learn a language as well. That's something that's actually just hit me. It's like you might decide to start studying a language because you're thinking about moving to a certain country. You're like, well, if I'm going to move to this country and I haven't been prepping myself, let's start speaking this language. Let me start learning it. Maybe you're going to get like Duolingo or something like that, you know. Maybe that's you're immersing yourself in something. You're definitely immersing yourself. Like, how do I achieve this? How do I make this move? How do I change my circumstances? And it's not in a stressful, that's the best part here with the Eight of Swords in reverse. You're not stressed about it. You're excited about it. And that's what's beautiful. I love this energy and I love this preparation, whatever this prep is. I'm really excited for you. I don't think in July you're quite ready to go ahead with the move or the trip or whatever it is, but you're preparing yourself for it. So that's the energy that I'm picking up on. And then again, just to reiterate, those of you that are studying or are in a course setting, or you know, you're studying for a degree, I see you. You could really utilize July as a really good month for that. Okay, so let's move forward. I really enjoyed doing this reading. If you liked it, do like, subscribe, and comment, especially with your feedback. I'd love to see what you have to say. I'm going to move forward to my next group. Okay, let's move on to group number 4. Oh, okay, group number 4. Let's get started. Okay, we've got, for your July, we've got Sundress, Do It For You. We've got Uranus, Genius. And we've also got Rebirth and Reinvention. Reinvention goes so well with Uranus. Sorry, I'm immature. That goes so well together. You could be reinventing yourself. There could be a little bit of like, I'm reinventing myself. Some of you could get like a new look. Some of you could get a new wardrobe, I'm getting with the sundress. So some of you might like reinvent your style, reinvent the way you dress, reinvent your look. Like some of you maybe have been pulled to get your hair done, to maybe change up the way that you dress, change up the way that you do your makeup. There is a bit of a makeover energy here, but also look at their body language. It's so similar. There's this like, you know, the open body language that they both have here is really interesting to me. So I feel like you're open to being different, or you're open to trying something new. You could be reinventing yourself in terms of your opinions. That could be something that's coming through. Like maybe you're feeling like, my opinions are changing, and the way that I stand on life, the way that I stand on certain things is changing. And you're becoming more open-minded in general, because Uranus is very open-minded. Very open-minded, very like, I'm ready to take on more information. Let me, like, tell me other information, so that I can like adjust my opinions, adjust my way of seeing life, the way that I go through life. I do feel like this is not so much like a transformation in July. This feels a little bit more, like you could transform, especially like physically, if you're doing like anything with your hair or your wardrobe. For some of you, I'm really getting like a new wardrobe. But it's not just about that. It's also about accepting that your opinions about certain things can change, and that you can change as a person. Maybe you've already gone through transformation and maybe you feel that already. like you've been through this transformation, you've already felt it, and now you're ready to kind of accept the new version of you. This feels more so like a new version of you is emerging, like the way she's emerging out of the water. It's like it's emerging. The transformation happened, and it's like what I'm getting is almost like, you know, the caterpillar turns into goes into a cocoon, and then it turns into a butterfly. So like the transformation happened, the caterpillar turned into goo and turned into the butterfly, and you're right at the point where the butterfly like digs itself out of the cocoon. That's what I'm getting. You're kind of like ready to show the new version of you, the new you, to the world, unveiling the new you to the world, unveiling a new and improved. Like, I heard that in my head. But there's definitely this feeling of I'm ready to show people that I have different opinions, that I have a different way of viewing life now. You know, you're not somebody who wants to be boxed into a certain category as well. This could even have to do with like changing a career. Like maybe you've gone through a transformation where you decided that you want to change your career, and now you're letting people know, hey, I'm gonna become this. Like, let's say you used to work as I don't know, I'm getting like you used to work as a lawyer or something like that. You used to work in law, and all of a sudden you decided you wanted to go into you know, art, or you wanted to be someone who creates music or art, and you're like, well, I'm letting people know this is what I'm doing now. Or it could be the other way around. Like maybe you were a creative and you worked as an artist, and all of a sudden you want to go into like social care or you know, law or something like that. There's just this feeling of, I've already decided this for myself, but now I'm ready to proudly let people know that this is what I want to do. For some of you, it doesn't have to be with career. It's just something that popped into my head as an example. But for a lot of you, this could just have to do with, you know, hey, you know, I used to think this way, but I think like this now. And there's no shame in that. Okay, let's see. What do we have? Yeah, for some of you, I feel like it could be a career change for sure. You're ready to announce to the world, like, hey, this is my career now. I know I used to do this, but it just does not suit me anymore. Nine of Pentacles can talk about a slow progress as well. Maybe you've been going through a very slow transformation, and it's taking you a long time to get here, but you're ready to just, you know, show up in that kind of way. You're not putting too much pressure on yourself. That's what I like. And I feel like that's a theme collectively almost. Like we're not putting too much pressure on ourselves in July, it seems. You're kind of like, you know what? I'm just going to go step by step. Slow and steady wins the race. And I know I hate hearing that phrase, but you know, I'm going to say it because that's exactly what I'm getting here. You're like, so at the end of the day, slow and steady wins the race. I'm not going to put pressure on myself, but I am going to change some things around. That's what I'm hearing with you. We've also got the Strength card. This is powerful energy. It's persistent. It's patient. It's honestly, I feel like something that's coming through here is like you're coming off as a bit of a genius in the month of July. And like I don't know why, but people are going to be like, wow, this person is a genius for just changing and admitting that. This could even be like you admitting that you were wrong about something, but in such an eloquent way and with so little shame about it. Like it's almost like, hey, I was wrong about this, and you know, I did this thing for myself, or you know, I maybe used to have fights with people about this, but you know what, I was wrong. And you know, you're kind of like, there's no shame in being wrong. There's no shame in saying things and taking them back when you get more information. But there's also like a stroke of genius here, because Uranus to me, again, it's genius. It literally says genius on the card. There's and the Magician makes me think of like genius as well. Like I often see the Magician card as like a genius. So maybe this could even be that you come up with something, or maybe you reinvent something. Like maybe this doesn't have to do with like completely changing your career, but maybe let's say if you are an artist and you were using a certain mode of art or whatever, or you used to paint a certain way or something like that. You create a new way of painting, or you create a new way of interacting with art that can be considered genius. It's like the first thing or it's something that you're the first person to come up with this thing. Again, it doesn't have to be that like you get accolades and everyone around you is like, public eye is on you or something like that. For some of you, potentially, but for me, it feels more like just the people around you will watch you do what you do and reinvent yourself and reconnect yourself with what you like and what you care about, and be like, well, this person was persistent, they were patient, they took their time, and they're really getting somewhere. There's this acknowledgement that you're really getting somewhere, and that reinventing yourself is not a bad thing. This could even be that maybe a while ago you decided to change careers, you decided to change who you were going to be, you decided to change your direction, your route, and people maybe were like, oh my god, like this person, what are they doing? They're crazy, Maybe you used to be in a job that paid very well, or a career that was, people maybe looked at you and were like, oh, well, they're going to really make themselves something out of themselves. Maybe like, if you were in a law career and you were doing really well, they were like, oh, well, they're going to be a great lawyer. And you went, you know what? It's not satisfying me. It's not fulfilling me. I'm going to get the hell out of here. I'm going to go and do something that really sustains me and makes me feel, good. And people could have been like, what the hell are you doing? You're crazy. What the hell are you doing? Why are you moving? Why are you changing things? And I think in July, you're gonna come to a point where you're gonna prove to yourself that you did the right thing. You're like, I did the right thing. I know I did this for a reason. I knew I did this for a reason. I knew this was a good move for me. And people might even, like, people that maybe, and maybe it's not just about you being wrong on things and, changing your opinion on things that you used to think, but this could be other people who told you that you were crazy for, like, leaving a certain job or changing something about yourself, recognizing that they were wrong. There could be that energy of like, wow, you decided to reinvent yourself, and you know what? I was wrong for telling you otherwise. I was wrong for, like, doubting you. Also, there's a lot of yellow here on these tarot cards, and that makes me think of like solar plexus chakra. It makes me think of like empowerment. You empowered yourself. You didn't even need anybody else to empower you. And I feel like that's kind of genius as well. Like, I feel like a lot of people might see that as a genius move. The fact that you were able to empower yourself without needing external validation, like, so few people can do that. And I think that's going to be really admirable in a lot of people's eyes. I feel like you could be a bit of an inspiration to someone, maybe in your close circle. This could be like someone in your family or someone in your friendship group, where they watched your journey to reinvention, and they're amazed by it, and they're really incredibly grateful that they have like a role model. You really stand out as a role model in the month of July. This could be as simple as like your child or a sibling, or but that's not any less amazing or impressive. There's really, I feel like, at least one or two people in your life that see you as a big role model, see you as like, wow, well, they're going after their dreams and they're doing what they want to do, and they're pursuing amazing things in life. So that means I can do it too. I do feel like you're going to be able to showcase your skills as well in the month of July. So there could be an opportunity to showcase a skill of yours. This could be something to do with like a job. For example, if you're getting a job that you really wanted or something like that, or maybe you're in a job that you like, but you're going to get to showcase your skills. You're going to get to showcase your expertise. If any of you that are watching are... I don't know if you're like a public speaker or anything like that, but this is coming through, so I'm just going to say it. It doesn't mean that this has to resonate with you, but some of you might be invited to speak at a seminar or speak at a public event where you get to speak on how you changed your career or how you reinvented yourself. There's something about you kind of like almost... Again, it doesn't have to be as big as that. It could be just you talking about it on your social media or something like that. But it's like, there's a real focus on like you were patient, you believed in yourself, you believed that you were not meant to be stagnant, that you could reinvent yourself, that you were allowed to reinvent yourself, and you did it. And now you're going to reap the rewards, even if there's trickle down rewards. I'm getting, yes, potentially you're the kind of person that goes through a life with slow and steady wins the race, and potentially that can be really frustrating. But like Knight of Pentacles and Strength card, slow and steady wins the race for sure, but wins the race nonetheless. You know, even if it is just slow and steady, you get there, you figure it out, and you do get your rewards. They do come to you, even if they come to you slowly, even if you have to be patient. And I think that's another maybe part that people might find really inspiring. In a culture where we really idolize instant gratification, the fact that you're someone who didn't get instant gratification and still kept going is really inspiring. It could inspire other people to go, right, even if I don't get rewards instantly, even if I don't achieve what I want to achieve within the first few months of me doing something, that does not mean that I shouldn't try. I think maybe you're somebody who likes to speak about things like instant gratification and why, you know, we shouldn't be fooling ourselves into the idea that if things don't come to us this instant or immediately, that we should give up. Maybe that's something that you're going to be talking to people about. But I'm getting a lot of like people getting inspired by what you're saying and how you're showing up in the world, and how you're not afraid to reinvent yourself, how you're not afraid to go, hey, I thought that was right for me at one part in one part of my life, but then I realized it wasn't right for me anymore. You're going to show that changing your mind is not a bad thing, that you don't have to like just stick to something. It's like, stick to something if you really believe in it, but you don't have to stick to something that's draining you. You don't have to stick to something that is not I'm almost getting, for a lot of you, maybe you were making money in a job or something like that, and it was a good financial opportunity, good benefits, whatever, and you were like, you know what, that's all great, but I need something that actually resonates with me on a spiritual, emotional, you know, creative level, and you went after it. And it's something that other people didn't understand, maybe, because it's like, how could you give away your security for... Again, I do feel like there's just something very inspirational about you to other people. And I feel like through your reinventing of yourself, you're probably having a knock-on effect on a lot of people in your life or close circle, or people that watch you, if you have an audience or anything like that, that you're creating this sense of, oh my God, that if she, he, or they can do it, then I can do it. You know, people looking at you going, if they can do it, if they can reinvent themselves, then I can do it also. So that's what I got for you, group number 4. Really cool reading. I think the month of July might be a little bit slower for you. It might be, again, that kind of idea of slow and steady wins the race. Keep persevering, but I feel like you're starting to collect and notice rewards. And you're okay with those slow rewards, because you're like, okay, even if they're slow rewards, they're still rewards, and I'm happy that I'm getting them. So that's what I got for you. If you like this reading, do like, subscribe, and comment. I really enjoyed I really enjoyed doing this reading, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.